We bring in Chris LoPresti and Jastremski now. So Atlanta got a loss, and even better, the Mets got a win to go back up a game and a half. JJ, can Mets fans, sleep a little more soundly heading into the off day?
I would say so, Maria, thanks to, of course, Pete Alonso. But let's set the scene in this particular baseball game. The Mets lose on Friday night. They don't hit a lick. They lose on Saturday with a chance to go and tie or take the lead. They're unable to do so. And when they don't score with second and third, nobody out, and then, of course, Met killer Eric Hosmer ropes one and gives the San Diego Padres a 1-0 lead. You probably had a lot of Met fans who were on edge saying this is an opportunity to gain a game on the Braves. You don't want to get swept in your first series right out of the All-Star break with the Yankees coming up Tuesday and Wednesday. And credit the Met bats for finally showing some serious signs of life across the board. It's obviously jump-started by far and away Suo, their best hitter. But this was one they needed.
Absolutely. And Pete Alonso had 4 RBI on the night, which put him ahead of Aaron Judge for the Major League lead with 82 total. CeeLo, is this becoming a case of the Mets go how Pete goes?
Yeah, and it's similar. You mentioned Judge there. It's kind of the same as far as Judge with the Yankees. So you look at what the Mets have been right now. It's an offense that's struggling. And when you're a guy that is now leading the major leagues in RBIs, I would say more often than not, the team's going to go as you go. So the rest of the offense this year has been more of a, some of the parts type deal. They don't really have that next big standout guy. Lindor's RBI numbers have been pretty good. But yeah, Alonso sets the tone, and specifically in this game, he sets the tone, right? Because like JJ said, struggling not just in the series, but in this game again, up until he hits that bomb, and then all of a sudden it takes the lid off of things. Everyone can kind of relax a little bit, and all of a sudden you see the runs after that follow as the rest of the offense settles in a little bit.
And I have one question. How are the San Diego Padres and Joe Musgrove pitching to Pete Alonso in that situation? I mean, he is the one guy in the Met lineup who really scares you when it comes to hitting the ball out of the ballpark. I mean, that was an obvious first guess. I don't care what the situation may be. I don't care, Maria, if I'm loading the bases. I'm not letting Alonso beat me. Shame on the Padres.
Our Todd Zeal said in the newsroom that he would have walked Pete there, but...
Smart man.
Well, clearly. Although the bats did come alive, the Mets offense, clearly has been shaky. JJ, the other night, you told me J.D. Martinez is actually a bat you have your eye on. Now, reportedly, the Mets are monitoring him. He's hitting .302 this year, last year of his contract. If he becomes available, is he your first choice?
No, it's an easy call for me, absolutely. Because he is the sort of presence and he is the sort of difference maker that they are lacking. This is a guy who's won a World Series. He's been a big bat on winning teams, would be the perfect piece of protection behind Pete Alonso in the lineup. And I think we all wondered over the last couple of weeks what would be the deal for the Boston Red Sox. I think we saw out of the All-Star break, they are not in the same stratosphere as the Toronto Blue Jays. They have not won a series all year against an American League East team. If I'm the Boston Red Sox with all those free agents, I'm selling over the next couple of weeks. And if you're selling, Martinez in a walk year, perfect guy to go get.
And, even if they do decide to sell and Martinez is a guy that gets moved, if nothing else, even if the Mets don't land him specifically, it just adds to the market of right-handed bats that are available. So all of a sudden you put Martinez in there with a Josh Bell, maybe a Trey Mancini, even Brandon Drury to a lesser extent. There's more names for the Mets to choose from as they try and negotiate a deal, and you would think they'd be able to come away with at least one of them. If it's not Martinez, you've got some other options that you still could feel good about.
I get that. Martinez is the best of that bunch, though.
For sure.
Because
absolutely.
he's played on so many winning teams, and just the presence that he provides. If I'm a Met fan, rooting like crazy against the Red Sox over the next couple of games.